Okay. So I was thinking, now that we've finished Tara, before I start on another series of something, which we haven't determined yet, to talk a little bit about humility and the role of humility in our spiritual practice, because I think it's something very, very important. The Tibetans have a saying that the grass grows in the valleys, but not on the mountaintops. So realizations come about when we are humble and not when we're puffed up. And we often incorrectly associate humility with low self-esteem, but I think it's actually the opposite. I usually associate humility with self-confidence and low self-esteem with arrogance. Okay? Because if we don't have very good self-esteem, then we tend to build ourselves up artificially and project this wonderful image to everybody, you know, in the hopes that they will believe it. And if they believe it, then maybe we'll try and believe it. But that's not real self-esteem, because underlying it, there's so much self-criticism and putting ourselves down and so on. Whereas when we really cultivate a sense of valid self-confidence, you know, that recognizes our talents and abilities, but also sees that they have come to us due to all the people who have helped us develop them. That we didn't have these talents and abilities from their own side, by our own power. We weren't born with them, you know. We were born crying and peeing and screaming. Okay, so let's be a little bit humble about this, and see, yeah, we have talents, we have some knowledge, we have a lot of good qualities, and we can recognize those. But we don't need to be arrogant about them, because they came due to the kindness of others and because we're going to use them for the benefit of others. So we can take the I out of it, you know, and just recognize, yes, there are those abilities. Then we don't need to put on this show of pretending to be so great. And then that also leaves us the space to admit our faults and to have some sense of humility that also can see other people's good qualities and their talents. And so that humility helps us also overcome the judgmental mind, because we can see the judgmental mind and the arrogant mind are, you know, they're kind of pretty good friends, aren't they? I'm puffed up and I put everybody else down. Yeah? But inside, I don't like myself very much. So why don't we just scrap that whole mess and see that we have the potential to become a fully enlightened Buddha? That's a valid base for our self-esteem. We also have some good qualities and talents and abilities that came, you know, due to the kindness of others, that we're going to use for the benefit of others, and feel good about all of that, and then just get on with it. Yeah, because both the arrogance and the low self-esteem are, you know, very centered on me, 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 me. And there's a lot more than me in this world. Believe it or not. You know, once in a while we realize there's other beings in this world, not just me. And that's quite a relief. Okay, so we can go forth with self-confidence and humility. And that also leads us to rejoice in other people's good qualities, you know, which frees us from the pain of the judgmental mind.